Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm showing you one of my favourite SlimeBlock creations in Minecraft, and it's actually an anvil shooting weapon. That's right, you can use anvils as a projectile, and they're actually the deadliest projectile in the game, because if this thing hits you at maximum velocity, even if you're wearing a helmet, which will reduce the damage, it will still kill you in one hit, regardless of your armor, regardless of anything else in the game, and that's what makes this thing so cool. It's the one-hit kill weapon that you can make with redstone, and I really do quite like it, so that's when we're showing you how to make it in today's video. But first of all, please do like the video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these SlimeBlock videos. But let's get straight into it, shall we? So let's start by explaining the core mechanism of how this works, because this whole thing is very, very simple. It really just involves two pistons. It has one piston, a sticky piston that is, with a SlimeBlock crash bit just over here. This is going to bounce the anvil up into the air when it's activated. Then, activating just after this, when the anvil is in prime time in the air, you want to have a second sticky piston, which is going to be just over here. So I think we want to have it set up just over... I think we're going to go one more block per back. We want to set up just over there, and then the second sticky piston is going to fire it, kind of horizontally, and if these two things are set up in just the right sequence, which can be quite tricky, what's going to happen is the anvil's going to fall, it's going to bounce pretty high, it's going to go flying that way, and then whatever's over here, exactly where it falls, will die instantly, and because it has kind of a circular trajectory, it can actually kill in slightly more than one block, but still, very, very cool idea to kill people in one hit, and I'm going to be showing you how to make it, because even though it's quite impractical, because you do have to shoot people in one quiet spot, it is really easy to make, and that's why I'm going to be showing you how to do this, because if you do set this up in a particular spot where you know people will be a lot, you can just get the luckiest kill in the world, and it's one of those deaths where everyone has to just be like, wow, you got me with one of the coolest things ever. Never mind, I can't even be angry at that. So yeah, let's show you how you make this, shall we? So first of all, you're going to need a bunch of blocks of your own choosing. You're going to need a few bits of redstone, a few redstone repeaters, some redstone torches, a single button, two sticky pistons, a sticky piston, and some slime blocks, because if you're doing in the survival, you need to get all those things. I presume if you're doing redstone survival, you have a bunch of this stuff anyway, but just in case you don't, go get it. And yeah, once you've done that, you want to start with a bit of redstone, and then you have a redstone repeater, one leading into the sticky piston, which is bouncing upwards, and then the other one is going to be going this way. So let's just start with this thing right here. 3 blocks on the ground, a sticky piston next to it with a slime block on top of it. Boom, that's all you need to start with. Then, on this side, the side that doesn't have the sticky piston, you want to make this kind of signal start going upwards. This is basically going to be your way of getting the signal to the other piston. Let's imagine that's not there for now. Let's just remove it, in fact. You just want to have this go up to the second piston. So it's going to be a block, then a torch, then a block, then a torch, and then lead it this way, and then boom, you want to place a piston after 2 blocks facing this way, which is gonna be our second trigger up, and it's gonna go off just after this first one, because of the fact that even though they've got the repeater both on max setting, if you try them on lower settings, it can still work sometimes, but it's a bit buggy sometimes. But yeah, because they're both on max settings, this one will take a little bit longer because it has a little bit more redstone to travel, and this means it has time to bounce from there, and then it will hit this at just the right moment and make it go flying. But rather than take my word for it, let's show you how this actually works, because we need to have an anvil activated by redstone too, because although we're gonna have a button here which will make this whole thing activate, we also need to activate the the actual piston, which will make the whole thing work, because if we don't have the if we just place the anvil ourselves, we'd have to get the exact right timing, whereas if we use redstone like this, then what we can actually do is we can make it so when we press the button, it also activates the anvil, and it means that it will work 100% of the time if you get the timings right. So if we place the anvil up there, because this is kind of like chambering the cartridge in a gun. I don't know guns well enough, but it's kind of like placing that thing in there, ready to fire it. That's how this works. So yeah, when we press this button right here, it's gonna drop the anvil. This is gonna activate. That's gonna activate in just the right sequence, and it's gonna go flying. But let's show you. Let's not just talk about it. There you go. Boom. It doesn't look like it works, but it does. And whatever is just over here in this exact block has been killed. I mean, if it was a zombie, it's dead. If it was a creeper, it's dead. If it was another player, even if he was wearing a helmet, he's probably dead too. So yeah, it's a really cool thing. And not only that, but your anvil actually survived. So even though this is a really expensive piece of ammunition to produce, you can go back and get them, and sometimes if we place a second one, so if we go get another anvil on here, it will just land on the first one and land as a block. So yeah, you can actually go get your anvils back, even though a lot of the time they will break. You see this one, oh no, it's going to be a regular anvil. A lot of the time they will break because falling damage will do that. You still get a good 2 or 3 uses at minimum out of each anvil, and that's pretty useful like that. So yeah, now I've shown you how to make an anvil shooter. It's quite simple, just bear in mind this very simple design. It's like 5 by 4 blocks. It's really, really simple. It's one of my favorite ones, but I'm also going to be now showing you how to make it automatically reload, because right now you have to manually chamber each cartridge. It's kind of like a bolt action where you're like, I'm going to put the anvil in, then I'm going to fire it over and over again. But what if you want to make it so that you can just sit here and someone's coming and just get ready and kind of spam it when you know that you're going to hit them? Because right now it takes a solid second to reload this thing, because in survival you're going to have to make a podium, you have to go up here, you're going to have to place your anvil, and that's that might lose you your opportunity, kind of like in real life a thing. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to head we're going to head over here here and make a second one. First of all, let's show you how it can work in real world, and then let's show you it automatically reloading. So let's just build the exact same machine again. Have the redstone over here, have the repeater going each way. We'll actually face it the opposite way this time, so we'll face it over here, and then have our slime block attached to it, and then boom, do the exact same thing over and over again. It's quite simple, but just in case you missed it, or in case you want to memorize it, it's quite a simple little, like, kind of square device. I think it's exactly 5x5, which is kind of nice, with even some air in there to spare. Because then we have the second block here, we have the 2 bits of redstone, we have the second sticky piston. You always want to make sure that they have the same block, which is going to be affected by both slime blocks. Then up here, we have the block with the button and the torch, and then also, attached to the torch, which you can do like that, we have the piston. So boom, this is the core mechanism of it, but how do we make this automatically reload? Because we can only store one anvil here. If we store more anvils, one, it would mess with the thing, because it'd be up there, and two, they'd both fire at once anyway, which it wouldn't work, because only one of them could be hit by this. But yeah, how do you store more anvils here? So what you want to do is you want to kind of have an automatic reload thing, which is going to be attached to this thing here. So if we just go like this, and have a couple of redstone repeaters, just so this happens after everything else has happened. All we need to do is have this exact same kind of chambering the thing, but then have it somewhere up there. And if we activate it just right, we can make it, activate for a slight instant, and then deactivate again. So if we go up, and then go up some more, and so on and so forth, we can actually make this happen. So up a little bit more, and then boom. So we actually went one block too close, because this is going to be on regardless of what we do. So let's actually, let's actually just go up one more block like that. And then if we have the piston over here, where if the piston is over there, then what's going to happen is when it goes in, it will be able to launch the thing without affecting this. So let me show you this actually just working in practice. This here needs to be the piston, so place it like that. It's basically the exact same concept as we have for the previous one, but it's now going to load anvils onto this other thing. So you can see this will always be on by default until a little bit after this, about 0.8 seconds after we press the button, it will unload one and it will put an anvil down. It'll probably put multiple anvils down, so you need to make sure it doesn't do that. But for now, we at least have one ammo in the magazine, and again, you can make this work however you want. But this is a very simple design to be like, okay, so I'm going to fire this first one, boom, that's going to go firing, and then boom, it happens, it reloads itself, and it does that. So like I said, if you have multiple anvils, I believe what's going to happen is it's going to get a bit messy. You have to kind of organize this in a way so that the anvils will fall in a way that only one will happen at once. But still, you can see this. We've now got a reloading anvil weapon. And, they'll fall off like that. That works for me, I guess. But, yeah, as long as you have one ammo in the clip, you can kind of fire 2 shots before you reload. You can set up multiple ones of these, so it will actually work again and again and again, so that fires into that. And you can basically make a magazine on your Amazon, your weapon like this, and it's pretty cool. So, let's show you one use for this, because you might be like, okay, so I get how this works. It's really cool. I love firing anvils at people, but because it only has one range, you can't calibrate it. How is that going to be useful? So, first of all, you can set one up as a home defense tool. So, you can either actually make this happen on you can make a pressure plate here, which activates when something happens here, or you can just have someone watch your house, and when you see there's an uninvited house guest, let's say there is a creeper at the door, and you're like, let's say this creeper is a representation of your friend that you don't really like. I think he's up to no good. I think he's trying to break into my door and steal my diamonds. And you're like, I've got a, perfectly lined up thing right here, and you can set this up so it's, this is set up like it is right now, so that it's perfectly aimed to actually kill people, and we've got one on the clip there. So yeah, what we can actually do is we can set this up so, there's someone at my door, he's trying to break in. What's he doing right now? Oh, he's breaking the block below that. That's going to take him a while. While he does that, we fire the anvil at him, and then boom, what's going to happen is he's dead. That's right. It's just such a cool feeling to kill someone with an anvil, because they get the killed by an anvil message, and it's like, wow, someone actually did that, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that your piece of redstone, which is pretty complex, it's kind of like a cannon, actually works really well. So this is also quite cool because, if you set up lots of these, you can kind of spam it with anvils. Obviously, that's not so practical for survival, but you can also set it up so that there's like a cobweb over here, let's say. Cobwebs can be gotten in survival by using silk touch on shears. If you have cobwebs over here, for an example, you can make it so if someone gets stuck in here, they're like, no, I'm trapped. Then what you can be like is, oh no, I see, a piece of anvil sitting in the distance, and then boom, you activate it, it does its thing, and then, they're dead because they just can't get out there in time. And, yeah, that's how this works. So, anvil shooting is quite a cool idea in my opinion, just because you can, set it up. It's kind of like artillery, it can only aim at a specific spot, but it's really cool artillery because it fires, something that wasn't be able to use before. And this is why I love slime blocks. They allow creativity like this, and there's a bunch more things like this. Like you can see here, this is just a very basic design. I like to keep them nice and doable in survival, but you can make way more complex things, so it fires like 5 anvils a second. You can make it so it's calibrated. You can do all these things with redstone if you're willing to go complex, but here's just a basic way to keep creepers, friends, etc. away from your house. So let's just show you what happens to a player that happens to this. So this is going to be tricky to do in survival, but let's just give it a try. Let's show you what it feels like when it happens to you, because let's just say, I'm over here doing my thing, and what's going to happen is I'm going to I'm going to be hit by an anvil, and it's actually going to take me down to just half of a thing, it seems. This is at just the wrong angle. By the way, if you want to make this do even more damage, you can put it in the sky. But yeah, let's just try this again so it actually does kill me, because we do have one just in clip there, you can see. So there we go. This is going to hit me on the head, and it's going to say it was squashed by a falling anvil. They had no idea what's happened. They're like, I was just trying to open a door, and then they died. It's a cool thing to do to a friend. It's really tricky to set up, but if you can do it, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments down below. Anyway, yeah, I hope you did all enjoy the anvil shooting weapon. It's a very bizarre idea, but I quite like it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below, and like it if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!